when you think about subscriptions, you're doing the customer a service. You're making it easier for them. Everyone wants ease, right? People are so scared to push subscriptions because it's like, oh, I don't want to tax the customer too much. I don't want to pitch them too much. No, you're helping them. You're making it easier for them. If I just had pest control at my house and I didn't know you did termites, or I didn't know you did mosquitoes, weeds, everything else, like I'd be frustrated because everyone wants an all-in-one package.
Welcome to the Premium Mindset, the weekly podcast where homegrown entrepreneurs and business owners, Evan Ritchie and Cameron Bodden, share the good, the bad, and the ugly of modern entrepreneurship and reveal what really happens behind the scenes of their personal and professional lives. As owners of two of America's fastest growing and most disruptive companies, Coconut Cleaning and Green Mango Pest Control. Stay tuned for real stories, struggles, insight, and advice from real entrepreneurs in real time.
What's going on? I'm excited for today's episode to talk about something that we have implemented at Coconut that has made us an absolute game changer in the industry. And it's something that's been an absolute norm in the pest control industry. And that is having a subscription-based model in your business, and how you, as any type of entrepreneur in almost any field, can create a reoccurring service for your customers to have better cash flow, have better indicators for growth, and overall make you committed to the entire customer experience. So with that being said, I wanted to tee this off for Cameron and in my opinion, who's the subscription king. He has magazines that he subscribes to. I can't share what those are. He has businesses that he's subscribed to. And after the last 7-8 years, he's created 5 different businesses that all had subscription-based models. And so a little bit of backdrop for me is that I was working for a franchise carpet cleaning company 10 years ago, and they refused to do subscription, which is something that was very familiar to me from my pest control summer years. And when I talked to Cameron and Dusty and they were like, hey, we're going to do a carpet cleaning business, one of the first things that they had mentioned was like, we want a subscription model. And if you know Coconut Cleaning, it's called our Coconut Club. And to me, it's been the best thing that has happened in this industry for giving us a one-up on our competitors, and has allowed us to, in the last 2 years, grow a franchising model that we now have 5 locations out throughout the nation. But
I was just doing the math on something, okay? Because this drives me nuts.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's hear it.
My barber, okay, why they don't have a subscription model set up or push you to schedule your next appointment is just beyond me. Because when you think about subscriptions, you're making it easy. Like, you're doing the customer a service. You're making it easier for them. Everyone wants ease, right? So just on a $50 haircut, most people like their haircut done every 2 weeks. Some people go in there every week, right? Most people, I'd say around 2 weeks. How often do you get yours?
Are you looking at my hair when you said that?
I don't know. I feel like, do you get it every 2 weeks?
Yeah, every 2 weeks.
Okay. So the difference between someone getting their haircut every 2 weeks versus what I do, which I want 2 weeks, but there's so many weeks where I'll have to cancel or I didn't book it, and I'm 4 weeks. Like, I can go easily 4 weeks. The difference between 2 weeks and 4 weeks, what do you think it is?
I don't have thinning hair, so I
$650. So if you get it every 4 weeks, it's $650 a year to that barber. You pre-book it and get it every 2 weeks. You're doubling the contract. It's as if you're getting 2 customers. And every time I go up there and they're like, hey, it's $35, and I give them a $20 tip or whatever, they're $50 and $25, whatever it ends up being. And he's like, okay, see you next time. I'm like, can I book my next, please allow me to book my next appointment. And no, they're not pushing it, but it's the same thing in business. People are so scared to push subscriptions because it's like, oh, I don't want to tax the customer too much. I don't want to pitch them too much. No, you're helping them. You're making it easier for them. If I just had pest control at my house and I didn't know you did termites, or I didn't know you did mosquitoes, weeds, everything else, I'd be frustrated because everyone wants an all-in-one package. So you're making it easier for the customer. You're creating recurring revenue for yourself so that you can kind of sleep better at night knowing, hey, I can hire these higher end managers and not have to stress about eating what I kill every single month. Like I know 100 grand's coming in no matter what on my subscriptions. That pays for my management team. Now let's go have some fun and really put, the fuel on the fire.
Yeah. Let's talk about some very rudimentary principles, very simple principles for what you need to have an effective subscription model. And that is a good CRM. So a customer relationship manager. And what that CRM does is that you're going to get away from any Excel sheets, because I know what you're going to try to do. You're not going to try to spend money on the CRM. You're going to put a customer down and then have the columns as like their next service dates. You're going to not be able to bill them appropriately. So a good effective CRM allows you to input a new customer card, put the frequency of the subscription. So in pest control, you guys are like every 7 to 9 weeks. At Coconut, our Coconut Club is quarterly. I like to call them seasonal cleanings, every 3 months. And we bill on
powerful.
the first, we bill on the first business day of their service month.
It's genius. It's really genius.
We just have to click a button. And that's what I love, is that it batches all these customers and says, hey, these people need to be serviced this month. And you can just press bill and it just goes down and it charges 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 customers all at once.
But it's so sick because I got home last night and Coconut had come over. Like I'm helping put the beanbag back in Banks's corner. And I was just like, It's just so easy. Like it smells good in here. It feels clean. We would have never booked that appointment because we're so busy right now. And that's how everyone is. Like they're busy. They just carpet cleaning, pest control, window cleaning, you name it, garage door service, HVAC. It doesn't matter. Like you're not going to go book something. It just set it up and have it come out and notify you, hey, we're coming out. We're going to get you taken care of. Come home and like just feel clean.
Yeah. And so, yes, I love that. And on top of having a good, effective CRM is making sure that you have someone in the office dedicated to managing that customer's experience. Because what you have often with a subscription-based model, let's talk a little bit about the demographic of customers that you get. Because someone that canceled today from Green Mango was because on their subscription, they put in there specifically that they want to be contacted by the technician prior to arrival. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there comes a lot of added responsibility when you choose to go the subscription model, because you end up telling the customer, like if you said, like, let's go with your barber model real quick. Mm-hmm. If you said, hey, like, can I schedule my next cleaning? And they said, you know what, we're going to create an app or a CRM that allows us to do that. But they automatically schedule at a time that's inconvenient to you. It's like, that doesn't really make sense. Mm-hmm. But you might have a demographic of customers who are like, just like, keep booking me. I can come in at any time. But then you do get this demographic of customers that are like very picky. They're like, I want Saturdays at 8 a.m. It's like, okay, cool. We have to be committed that when they populate, let's say it's their service month and they populate in this job pool, you have to go through and make sure that their individual needs and what they put in as far as what they want and when they want to be serviced are being met. And those are some little things that come with that territory. But overall, creating a subscription model is very worth it. So on the business side, you have like your KPIs for growing, your key performance indicators. And having a subscription model is, if you have a window cleaning company and you go out and do a one-time, but all of a sudden you adopt a subscription model and say, hey, look, we can come out for $500 and do this one time. How often, like sometimes it's as simple as like, how often do you want this done? Because they're like, oh, I'll call you like every 2 to 3 months. Realistically, like they're going to call what? Every 5, 6 months. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to get on the phone. And so when you make that process simple and say...
But here's the thing. And they might not even call you.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah, right.
That's why photographers should book and have a reoccurring subscription model, because when you have family pictures, your wife's scrolling on Instagram and she could pick one of 10,000 photographers that stood out. But if you already have your person, you're keeping that monthly contact with that photographer throughout the year. And then it's like, hey, your family pictures are coming up in 2 months. Let me know if you need help designing your outfits or picking anything out. By the way, use this promo code to, so-and-so store. You could just do so much. It's a no-brainer.
So let's talk about something you've chosen to do at Green Mango. And it blows my mind because of the dedication you guys have to it. We had a frustrated customer yesterday because
Are you sure?
it doesn't happen often, but yes. So yesterday we had a customer who said, look, I have livestock on my property and I only want this technician. And the technician called in sick, but they also looked at the other caveat and like they want this specific date. And so our office was like, well, they want this date. This tech can't go. And they sent out a random tech and they sent that tech running. They're like, we got livestock on our property. We don't want to be liable for, our horses not liking him, whatever, something happening. Yeah. This tech we really like. He's good with our animals and we're okay to have him come. You've chosen at Green Mango to, as close as possible, have every technician stay the same technician on the routes.
That's been hard, but yeah.
Why?
Well, because we want that relation, especially Green Mango, the size that we are now. Like, people stay for, like, you go from creating a relationship with the brand, and then if you can get a manager or a technician in there to create an even deeper relationship, like, they buy into that person.
Yeah. So
if you can have the same guy coming out, he understands the property, he understands the livestock, he understands where the cracks and crevices are, that has all the, the bug activity when you initially found it. Like, he knows your dog's name. He just, all the little things, like, he becomes a friend now.
Yeah.
And it has that personal touch, and that's what we want.
Yeah.
You just don't get that with other technicians just coming in. Now the CRM bridges that gap, which is one of the requirements I feel like we need to improve upon, is like, hey, read through the notes of that customer. Like look back the past 10 notes to become familiar with the property, so that when you go to the customer, you can sound like you know exactly what's going on. And that's my frustration. I guarantee if we would have called that customer with the livestock and said, hey, look, we want to get you taken care of today, because if we don't, like, it's going to be a week or 2 weeks. Yeah. We have this other technician who's really good. We see in your notes that this, and this, like, whatever they've specified that should be in the customer card, he understands what's going on. He's one of our greatest technicians. Would you like us to send him out, or would you like us to reschedule the appointment? They probably would have said, send him out.
Right.
And, the technician yesterday, what do we say to the technicians that say that we didn't spend enough time at the property? You failed from the beginning because you didn't manage their expectations. You didn't hype them up about who you are. You didn't follow the script. Like, the script is simple. You go to the customer's front door, you say who you are, you say that you're performing tri-block technology, you refer to the notes, and you sell them on what you're about to do. And then you're there for, I don't care if I was there for 10 minutes spraying water. That guy's hyped up that I'm there. And he knows he got the best service because I told him and I showed him.
Right.
These guys don't talk. They don't knock on the customer's back door when they're servicing. They don't bring the trash cans in. They don't organize the mats. And they just dip out without a text at the end, or, knocking back on the door and saying, hey, this is what I noticed. This is what I did. Hey, you need anything? I'm your guy. Let me know. But you're going to be really impressed with the service I performed.
Right. Okay. Between company and customer, that as long as we maintain the quality, premium behavior from our technician and get you the results, that you're going to stick with us.
Do
right?
your job. They don't want to switch. It's a pain in the butt to switch.
Yes. They don't want to switch.
No.
I just saw, I think his name's Michael Wynn of Wynn Hotels. And he said, for decades, I've given my employees, every single employee, the empowerment to zero out a bill, a tab, or to give things based on the interaction they have with the customer. And he said, how much stuff is given away? Like, almost nothing. But just the empowerment that the individual employee has to be able to interact with the customer, and the second they see something going downhill, they're able to say, you know what, let's upgrade you to our suite room. Yeah. Or, I can see that you weren't entirely happy with the food. We're not going to build a room. Like, this is just on the hotel.
Yeah.
In the subscription model, especially when you're committed to having the same technician go out frequently, it makes you committed to, like, make sure that your technicians are happy and that they want to continuously see the same customer, and that they are committed to always drive the same continuity of care, because nothing is worse than when you have Kyle Mapalo from Coconut go out to your house 5 times, and then you have a new tech go out to that same house because Kyle's out or he's on a different route.
Yeah.
And obviously I go back to, like, let's check our training, let's make sure. But there are people who just deliver a really good experience. And when you do a subscription model, you have to be committed to have continuity of care for your customers and make sure that it's consistent And I sat today in the Master Communicator course and I said, hey guys, how much is the mosquito treatment?
No, no.
115, 89, 105. I'm like, whoa, what is it? And they're all like looking at each other like, I thought it was this, right? So when you have technicians, I have all these examples, but today Jacob, our inside sales rep, said, hey man, marketing sent out a promotion to our customers that our mosquito treatment is about $3 a day. I said, well, that's accurate. 30 days, $89 a month for our Mr. treatment, and that's $90. He said, no, our Mr. treatment's $115 a month. I said, so this customer's really mad because they've been a GPC customer and they responded to one of our marketing drips. And then they're saying that the technician that came out like 3 weeks ago said that it was going to be $115 a month and that it's not actually $3 a month. So all these little things and these little annoyances make you that much more responsible to ensure that your customers have the same uniformity in how they're being taken care of, from the service to the customer service, all the way down to the little interactions they have with, technicians, the office, and, marketing promotions. It all has to be completely uniform. And the better you get at making and tying all these things together, the better your customer is at staying with you and being committed to let you know, hey, I'm not canceling, but I did see a huge discrepancy between my last technician and this technician. I wanted you to know that. Like, that's one of my favorite phone calls.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I like you guys. I like you guys because this guy that I've always had, but the tech that you came out, he just was not your quality. Yeah. And that's one of my favorite phone calls to take because they're committed to us.
They have your back.